Hello and welcome into week 13 of the Banged Up Podcast. Lee here with the IDP show. We've got quite a few people to talk about today, so we're going to go ahead and jump right into the IR updates for the offense. We'll start off with Aaron Rodgers, Jets quarterback, dealing with that Achilles tear from right around 3 months ago. He's been doing walkthroughs. I know he wants to come back, but I think it's just going to be really dumb too. He's not going to be 100%, and with the Jets O-line as bad as it has been, he's going to need to be mobile. He's going to have to run around in the pocket, and at just 3 months out, I really don't think that strength and mobility is going to be there, and if it's not, your chance of re-injury skyrockets. So I know he wants to come back, but I would really like to see if he just kind of holds off really for his sake. And lastly, on offense, Justin Jefferson, Vikings wide receiver, he was reinstated. He's got a bye week this week, so he does look for a week 14 return. Speaking of Achilles tears, over on defense, Jalen Phillips, Dolphins edge rusher, tore his Achilles last week. Achilles tears are getting flipped around recovery-wise, so hell, he could play next week. Who knows? That was a joke. He's not going to play next week. He's going to be out for like a year. Out on offense, DTR, quarterback for the Browns, couldn't pass concussion protocol. Aaron Jones, Packer running back, could see potentially next week as a return or the week after. However, if you have had Aaron Jones this whole time, you know how to work without him. Jonathan Taylor, running back for the Colts, dealing with a thumb issue, could potentially be looking at IR time if it's severe enough. I think it'll be a minimum of 3 weeks. Think a Justin Fields type timeline. Cardinals wide receiver Michael Wilson, still dealing with that shoulder injury. He hasn't practiced all week, likely to miss even more time. Demario Douglas, wide receiver for the Pats, couldn't pass concussion protocol. He's going to be out this week. Rashid Shaheed, Saints wide receiver, dealing with the thigh contusion, potential to miss 2 to 3 weeks depending on severity. And lastly, Dalton Schultz, Texans tight end, dealing with a hamstring issue. He hasn't practiced all week, potential for more time to be missed. Over on the defensive side of the ball, Nick Bolton, Chiefs linebacker, is not going to return from IR in time to play Sunday night against the Packers. Eagles linebacker Zach Cunningham hasn't practiced all week with a hamstring injury, so watch out for multiple weeks missed. And a couple of Bucs linebackers, Devin White with the foot injury and Levante David with the groin injury. Both of them missed a ton of practices this week. They're both going to be out. Moving on to the doubtfuls for this week, Dallas Goedert. He got in a limited session during a walkthrough, but he's likely another week or so away. And over on the defensive side of the ball, Alex Anzalone, linebacker for the Lions. Sorry for this last name here. Servochea Dennis, maybe. Bucs linebacker, illness. He's sick. He hasn't practiced all week. Now there's Anzalone. Both are very likely to miss. The questionables on offense will start off with Travis Etienne, Jags running back, dealing with a rib issue. He's likely going to continue to be limited throughout the week ahead of the Monday night game. He should be good to go barring any setbacks this weekend. Ezekiel Elliott, Pats running back, limited all week, but should be good for like 7 points if you need him. Breece Hall, Jets running back, dealing with a hamstring issue. He got in a full practice on Friday. Production could continue to dip, but I don't think it'll be enough for me to keep him out. Another Jets running back, Dalvin Cook, dealing with a shoulder injury. He's listed as questionable. He popped up on the injury list with the shoulder injury on Friday, but right now there's nothing to suggest he is in danger of missing. Marquise Brown, Arizona Cardinals wide receiver, hasn't practiced all week with a heel injury. This is enough to make me question the production if he is available. If you've got another option to slot him in over, I would, as I'm not super confident he's going to be productive if he does even play. Packers wide receiver Jayden Reed, dealing with a chest issue. He got in a limited session on Friday after missing a couple practices to start the week. He's been great the last few weeks and should be in line to play on week 13, but do please pay attention to the reports ahead of game time. Texans wide receiver Noah Brown missed practice on Friday after being limited, so I'm going to fade Noah Brown this week. Another Texans wide receiver, Dell, dealing with a calf issue. He was limited after missing practice to start the week, but he should be fine come game time. Wide receiver Keenan Allen for the Chargers. He was listed as questionable with a quad issue. He got in a limited session on Friday, which does put the veteran wide receiver in line to play. If he plays, you can't bench him. He's been great. I mean, I think he'll play. He is a 1 p.m. game, so it does give you some cushion to make sure that he is active. However, I do believe he will be active. Saints wide receiver Chris Olave got in a full practice on Friday as he looks to clear concussion protocol. However, very few have actually passed the protocol the following week, so please pay attention to the reports before Sunday's game. Another Chris Godwin, Tampa Bay Bucs wide receiver. Neck issue. He's a true game time decision. Missed practice on Friday. This does make me nervous, so I'm going to pivot away from Chris Godwin this week. Treylon Burks, wide receiver for the Tennessee Titans, looking to come back from concussion as he ended the week with a couple of full practices. He does have a good chance to clear and return to play. And lastly, questionable on offense, Arizona tight end Trey McBride, dealing with a groin issue. He got in a couple of limited sessions to end the week. I think they're going to likely be cautious as both Michael Wilson and Hollywood Brown are both pretty banged up, so Trey McBride should be available. Lastly, questionable on defense, Michael Hoyt, Rams edge rusher. He did not practice to finish off the week, so prepare to be without Michael Hoyt this week. Devondre Campbell, Packers linebacker, dealing with a neck issue. He was limited all week, but the vet should be out there for Green Bay. Pete Werner, Saints linebacker, dealing with an oblique injury. He hasn't practiced all week, so please prepare to be without Werner. If he does play, I would pivot. It'd be different if he got in some limited time towards the end of the week, but I'm not going to take that chance. Cardinals safety, Jayden Thompson, dealing with a rib issue. He missed practice to start off the week, but finished it out limited. He should be on the field this week if you do need him. Another Packers safety, Rudy Ford, dealing with a biceps issue. He should be out there. Javon Holland, safety for the Dolphins, dealing with a knee issue. He got in a limited session to end the week, which does suggest that he is in line to play. If you have another option in the same tier, I would look that way. However, if not, let Javon Holland roll. And lastly, Cam Taylor-Britt, Bengals cornerback, dealing with a quad issue. He is looking to be available for Monday night's game as he finishes out the week limited. That's it. That's all I've got for you for week 13. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, these are available on YouTube, so if you'd like to kill some time at work at your desk in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, give these a watch. You can find those over at the IDP Show on YouTube, and if you are into podcasts and you want a whole plethora of podcasts available to you, please subscribe to the Substack at theidpshow.com. They're over on Twitter at the IDP Show. I'm over there at _LazyDoesIt. That does it for this week. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Good luck as you gear up towards your playoff runs, and I will see you back here in week 14.